Welcome, folks, one and all, to Let's Replay a Game released in 1995 for the PC and PS1 with a Saturn version in 1996. Developed by Perfect 10 Productions and Teeny Weeny Games, and published by Psygnosis, this is a point-and-click adventure game set on Terry Pratchett's Discworld. Folks, let's replay Discworld, a game that is near and dear to my heart despite me not knowing too much about Discworld itself, for I haven't actually read many of the books. What I do know is that this game is mostly based on the book Guards, though it does borrow elements from quite a few other books, and follows Rincewind's efforts to try and stop a dragon from terrorising ankh-morpork. There are many things I could say about this game, like the fact that this game has been ingrained in the hearts and minds of both Discworld fans and point-and-click adventure fans alike. The former because it's such a brilliant representation of ankh-morpork and Discworld in video game form, and the latter because it's a really good point-and-click adventure game, albeit one that engages in a little bit too much moon logic at times, though some could argue that that is just the inherent nature of the disc. Things make sense in the Discworld, even if they don't necessarily make sense here. Another thing to point out is the really good voice cast for this game. You have Eric Idle as Rincewind, as well as Tony Robinson, Kate Robbins, Rob Brydon, and John Pertwee. A fun fact is that they actually wanted Christopher Lee to play the role of Death, but couldn't afford him. And so, I don't think there's anything else for me to say, except that we shall start the game. We have full voice acting, and we have the music as well, and that was quite a difficult task to get working, but working, I got it. So, let us see what Rincewind is up to, just before he's basically told to save ankh-morpork. I hope he's got what it takes. Restart game? We haven't started yet, so let's go.
Rincewind, wake up! The Arch-Chancellor wants to see you!
And with a little bit of magic, that fly becomes our mouse pointer, which we will use to interact with the world. Welcome to the Discworld, specifically Unseen University, specifically Rincewind's room that really needs a bit of a tidy up. My, does this game still look fantastic even now. Interacting with this world is very simple. If you left click, Rincewind moves. If you right click on something that is highlighted as an item you can interact with, you get a description. If you left click, you can try and use it. And in this game, unlike games like Edna and Harvey the Breakout, if you can't do anything with something, you get a very generic, that doesn't work. We'll be hearing that many a time in this game, and my is Rincewind scheming right now. But we can't do much scheming in this tiny room, so let us examine what is here, and then make our way through the door. This is not the first puzzle of the game. This door will just open when we click to open it. The first puzzle in the game is getting the luggage down from atop that wardrobe. The luggage, if anyone is curious, is something from the Counterweight continent, and is made of sapient pearwood, a near-extinct tree that only really grows in areas full of magic. But let's see just who Rincewind is. Let's see how accomplished he is as a wizard.
Unseen University. Thaumaturgy 101. Failed. Well, it's not little trinkets and paperwork that really count in life. I've got a really pointy hat. That's a start.
So we're not a great wizard.
I really must do some heavy research into this bed. 8 or 9 solid hours should be sufficient.
Your heavy research on that bed may be the reason why we have that diploma. Also, I'm pretty sure you've noticed the strange dragon-shaped thing in the room, or rather, out of the room, right there.
Yes, a mysterious shape, a sinister shape, a shape fraught with shapeness. It must be a plot element. Otherwise, there'd be a better label.
You're not wrong! Now let's look at this wardrobe.
This sodding thing hasn't got a doorknob.
Well, we'll be able to get it open either way. Using our magic! We have to double-click to use things like that, but double left-click will do it. Well, this is working. Ah, the other kind of magic. Kicking things. And our reward is our first inventory item. The first of many. Discworld has a lot of inventory items.
It's my money pouch, all right. Now, if I only had more of the fillings.
So we're not a good wizard, and we're not exactly wealthy. Great start! Now, if we single-click, left-click Rincewind, we get our inventory. Rincewind's inventory is very small. The luggage's inventory is infinite, so we really want the luggage.
A snoring chest? That's novel. Well, I'll soon fix that.
That we will.
Nope, I can't shift it.
No, we can't. We need something to shift that luggage. But what? Who knows? You know what else we can do? We can examine Rincewind.
I am not a cartoon. I'm just dimensionally impaired.
Oh, Eric Idle, you do a brilliant job as Rincewind. Whenever I think of Rincewind's voice, I think of you.
Oh, no. Ugh! It's horrible. Hang on a minute. It's me. Rather handsome-looking chap, isn't he?
You.
Please, don't stare. I'm rather shy.
I'm sorry, but many people are going to be staring at you right now. That's kind of what videos do.
Right, that's it. Poke a man in the ribs, let's see how you do without it.
And Rincewind has taken our mouse pointer. We can't do anything now. We're stuck forever.
Oh, all right. You can have it back if you promise to use it wisely.
This is a point-and-click adventure game, Rincewind. I promise nothing.
If only I had another dimension, I'd teach you a thing or two. Fortunately,
you don't.
Hands off my pixels.
I do like that line.
Get that off me! It tickles!
I think we may have got all those lines, so let us solve the next minor puzzle in this game. I'm just so happy to be playing this, and I haven't even left Rincewind's room. An unseen university has a lot of things to see. Ironic considering its name. It's also ironic considering how big it is. Double-click and single-click to go to a new area. The main hall, at least of this part of the university. And, helpfully, it indicates which room is ours.
Let's see. I think that one's my room.
It's one of the few rooms that you actually know the identity of, Rincewind. Let's go down these very dangerous stairs. OSHA would have a fit if they saw this. Fortunately, the disc doesn't have something like that. Let's have a look at all the other places that we can go. This music is also very nostalgic for me. Just hearing this simple ditty for the, university is just bringing back so many memories. We also know what this room is.
There's teeth marks all over this one. Must be the dining room.
My memory of this game lessens the further you get into it, but the beginning part I remember very vividly. Like this statue.
Yes, well, art criticism was never a strong point of the University Trust.
Also, I'll show you what happens if we try and interact with something we can't interact with.
That doesn't work.
We're going to be hearing that quite a lot. And now, the Arch-Chancellor's room. This is where we need to go.
Oh, sod it, I'm all lost now.
I had to try not to laugh, because I love that line. There are so many lines in this game that I love. We're not going to be going into any of these rooms just yet. I want to have a look around here and see where we can go. Ooh, the kitchen. The kitchen's kind of important. In fact, pretty much all these rooms are important at some point.
That one must be the broom closet.
No, Rincewind, it's not. I thought you'd be able to smell the smell of food, and no, that it wasn't. Ooh, a statue.
Oh. Well, this one's not a statue. I think this one used to be a frog out in the garden. Ah, well, he never should have asked to be turned into a handsome plinth.
Oh, I get that, Eric. Well done. Or should I say, well done, Rincewind.
Well now, this door's all sticky. Why does it smell of fruit?
We're gonna find that out soon enough. Ooh, and here's the closet.
I think this one leads to the Chancellor.
I think you're very, very mistaken. And finally, the most obvious door. This door over here, which leads out.
Ah, now this one I know like the back of my hand. The good old library door.
Rincewind, maybe you need your eyes testing. Just maybe. Or maybe you need a map. Then again, you probably lose the map. You only do have 1 or 2 inventory slots outside your pouch. Actually, the pouch does count as one of them, so actually you have 2 inventory slots. It's also where, if Rincewind gets any abilities, they will also be. And we'll be getting a few abilities. By the way, we're going in the closet first. It's very dark here.
Large, flat. There's a handle of some sort in the middle. It may just be a wild guess, but I'm willing to bet that this is a door.
And you'd be right.
Let's see. Smooth, irregular, smells of paraffin. I wonder what it could be.
Seems like a light.
That doesn't work.
It also doesn't work.
Ha! Ha ha! Yes, now, don't rush me. Ow! Yes, thought so. They're shelves.
You know, you could have discovered that by not crashing into them, but either way,
That doesn't work.
we can't do anything with them because we can't see in here. But you know what we can see? A second inventory object in the game.
Ah, looks like a witch transportation device. One of the older models, I presume.
This world does not just have wizards, it also has witches. It also has warlocks, but you don't ever meet one of them. Now we have a broom.
Straw tied to a stick. Technically, I suppose it is a broom.
Definitely.
The problem is not so much having the pouch as having the fittings.
Indeed. Now we have the item we need to solve the first puzzle in the game. Which is, well, the first puzzle outside of getting your pouch. It's not really so much of a puzzle as using something there. We have something long, and it can be used to prod things, and so we shall use the broom to prod the luggage. For we're not going to be getting very far in this game without the luggage. Or anywhere at all, really, without the luggage. Okay. Wake up, you. We have an adventure game to go on, and having a huge inventory of items is pretty essential, and unlike most point-and-click adventure game protagonists, Rincewind does not have limitless space inside his robes. Rise and shine. Then again, we can do that. Be lucky that the luggage likes you, Rincewind, otherwise it might have eaten you.
Good thing I brought you along, eh?
Indeed. Now the luggage has a banana in its inventory, which makes sense. The luggage likes to eat things. Anything, really, that stands between it and Rincewind.
Fruit with its own wrappings.
Amazing, eh? Let's go. Now that banana is going to be very useful in the near future. Also, don't worry about the luggage will catch up in time. There will be situations where we will not have the luggage with us. And in those situations, we're going to have to rely on our own inventory. But for now, we have infinite space. Sapient Pearwood is really, really good. First things first we're going to do is we're going to head into... Let's actually go to the kitchen first. The kitchen is a smaller place. There's only one NPC in there. And we can have a conversation. It's the cook, who's busy cooking a pancake.
Ah, so it was ice cream for dinner yesterday, eh?
Oh, I want some ice cream now. There's not much else here, except the cook. Let's talk to the cook.
Well, he's cooking food. I suppose that means we have to call him a cook.
Indeed, and we're about to see how the dialogue system in the game works. By double-clicking to engage in a conversation. Let's go.
Excuse me, but could I ask you some questions?
Clear off! And no magic in the kitchen. One more spell goes off in this place, and I'm going to complain to the Chancellor.
Now we have a number of icons here, and right-clicking gives us a description of them.
Useful for exchanging pleasantries with somebody.
Fair enough.
Useful for inflicting irony, sarcasm and bad jokes on people.
Fair enough.
Useful as a means of getting an answer.
Okay.
Useful for venting frustration and anger.
Okay.
Useful for leaving a conversation.
Generally, it's a good idea to work from the left to the right, and sometimes there will be icons for specific topics or items. We don't have any of those with the cook, so let's start here on a hopefully good footing.
Are you always this surly?
Not always. I even know a jolly joke.
Really?
Yes. What's ugly, hollow, and rings like a bell?
I don't know. What?
Look over there.
Ow!
Did you get the number of that donkey cart?
I don't think we did, and that is going to be a running joke in this game. Actually, I think we may get the number of that donkey cart at some point. This game truly does twist and turn in strange directions.
Well, that's a fine skill to have. Your parents must be very proud of you.
Actually, I was going to become a wizard, but they found out my parents were married.
Interesting. I don't know much about the world of the Discworld and ankh-morpork, so I don't know if that's something that bars entry to wizardry.
Fascinating. Don't any of your pancakes get lost?
What? From here? From my frying pan? You don't seem to realise the gravity of your accusation. 27 years I've been studying to be a cook's apprentice. I've got top marks for basic flipping left hand and right, and batter stirring, pan greasing and pancake stacking.
Oh, how many did you get for customer relations?
2%. Clear off.
I can see that.
This is the worst kitchen I've ever seen.
It would be worse. If there were worst.
What's worst?
It's a what's name? A sausage.
Worst sausage?
No, if you want the worst sausage, try Dibblers.
Oh, dear. So it's to be puns, is it?
Just watch the pancakes for a while. It's very soothing.
And so, we've exhausted our dialogue with the cook. Also, the cook is right. If we want the worst sausages, we really should go to Dibblers. In fact, we never should go to Dibblers. Spoiler alert! We're going to be going to Dibblers at some point.
Well, I'll catch you later then.
That you will. Definitely will. There's a puzzle we're going to need to solve there later. Quite a bit later. Meanwhile, the kitchen has been done. But where does the food go? The dining room. There are quite a few characters in here. There is the lecturer in recent runes. There is the dean, the bursar, and Windlepoons, and a carcass.
Ah, a swamp dragon, if my eyes don't deceive me. I thought these things were filled with explosive gas. Oh, right.
They are! Also, Windlepoons likes to fire magic off randomly and is getting on in years, even for a wizard.
Ah, let's see. Wildebeest baked in a poodle's eye sauce. Newt's liver pate with pickles and cream. Ex-senior wrangler legs in garlic butter. I do hope that door gives a clear run to the latrine.
It might do. Let's have a conversation, shall we? With you!
An old wizard who grew a beard mostly because shaving cream costs twopence a bag.
Hey, economical. Ooh, we can ask about the luggage. But first things first, we will say our hellos.
Good day, sirs.
Is it? Huh, so you say. What with the bottom falling out of the tapioca market.
He's off again. Pass the dried frog pills.
Laugh away, you old boy Valve. It's all this dragon business. That's what's doing it. Snatching tapioca out of the mouths of the deserving elderly.
Dragons? Dragons in the town? A likely story.
Swamp dragons, he means? No, a real dragon. Not one of those little marsh tiddlers.
Poppycock, there's no such thing. Dragons only exist if you believe in them. I don't believe in them, they don't believe in me. So we're both happy.
You need a critical mass of people to believe in dragons for a dragon to come to be, or you just need one person that really believes in it. And considering that there already is a dragon, I suppose you believing in the dragon right now doesn't really make much difference.
Another busy day in the faculty, gentlemen?
We are cogitating.
I hope I heard that right, said in a knowing tone of voice, nudge nudge.
Cogitating, my lad, is that process by which the wise make space inside their minds for more ideas.
You make more space for ideas by sitting on your backside sipping a cup of milky tea.
Hit him. Hit him.
My boy, ideas are normally sold by volume, not by weight. It's best to let them settle so you can find more room in the top. We have wisdom and you do not. For instance, this is the action of a clever man.
I'm waiting.
What's so clever about writing down the word monkey?
Uh-oh! That wasn't smart.
Wisdom, my lad, is never cheap.
Well, I didn't know you were selling it by the pound.
Oh, excellent. Rincewind is my kind of comedian. Very dry wit.
Excuse me, where might I go to find the patrician?
Well,
Don't be an idiot, boy. Just look for the palace.
Is he approachable? Can you actually speak to him?
oh yes. But he's a mean man with a word. Be careful if he uses sarcasm on you. And for heaven's sake, run for it if he resorts to irony.
By the way, you may have noticed that some of the voice lines have different audio quality. I think some of the people recorded their lines in different studios, and unfortunately it shows, but there's nothing can be done about it. Lines are still great, though.
Does this place always have to be this way?
What way?
Well, this way. It's chaos. It's undisciplined. It's as if I'm thrashing about in a sea of questions, like I'm screaming out against soul-destroying winds.
Isn't that a mixed metaphor?
I mean, there are times when I dream about just shaking this place by the neck until it starts talking sense.
I have one like that too.
What, really?
Oh yes. In one magic moment I stride like an intellectual giant across the rooftops of the world, slicing through the Gordian what's-his-name of fuzzy thinking for all time. And then I have this other terrific dream, that I'm being smothered in fruity yogurt and sucked up inside a whale.
Thankfully, that's not my problem. So far, anyway. We can but hope.
And finally, we can talk about
A conversation topic.
the luggage.
Look, does anyone know why this luggage keeps following me?
Ah, that's sapient pearwood, that luggage is. There's no getting rid of it, it'll follow you everywhere.
Sapient pearwood?
They once used it to make containers for grave goods. I suppose someone hoped that you really could take it with you. The chest is in fact the luggage. The luggage is made of sapient pearwood, and once it attaches itself to somebody, it will follow that person everywhere. Just like a little puppy. It is like a runaway suitcase, albeit one with lots of little pink legs. In this game, the luggage is a convenient storage device. Not to mention a convenient homicidal maniac, should one be required.
Thank you, Two Flowers. Two Flowers was in the Colour of Magic and was a tourist from the counterweight continent that Rincewind guided around the disc, or the upper side of a disc anyway. And at the end of the book, Two Flowers gifted the luggage, which was his, to Rincewind. Apparently, Two Flowers went to a magic shop in the counterweight continent and asked for some luggage that would be like luggage that would follow him about and easy to follow about, and got that quite literally, because those places tend to take things quite literally. It's curious that Rincewind doesn't know why it's following him around, but then again, this game was made to be approachable to anyone who hadn't read any of the books. So, makes sense that, in that regard, that he doesn't know, so that it can be explained. And so, when we come back, folks, we have the rest of the people in this room to talk to. And we have the Arch-Chancellor to go to. Eventually, we'll actually get to where we need to be and do what we need to do. But until then, there are so many things we can do. Also, sparkly magic behind our cursor. Yay! This game is so full of awesome. We're going to be exploring about for a long time before we actually solve any major puzzles. But that's the joy of Discworld. Just immersing yourself in the world, getting hopelessly lost, and then, at that point where you have no idea what's going on, you can think, now I'm one with the disc. Now I am one. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.